It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Popular culture constantly references superheroes, and if I were to ask you right now, Marvel or DC, most of you would probably have an answer. But I'd like us to stay friends. My point is, we have allegiances, yes. This idea that something is inherently better than the other. Throughout society, there is an axis of evil that has been perpetuated in superhero films, as well as in political and social rhetoric. This idea that there is a distinct line between good and evil. Well, I'm here to tell you something that you probably already know inside. Such a distinct line does not exist. Rather, everyone has the capacity for both good and evil. To demonstrate this, we will examine how superheroes are not wholly good, and neither are the human beings that create them. Furthermore, we will examine some of the factors that are at play that allow for this manifestation of evil. People like to categorize other people in our minds, and one of the main ways that we do this is the category of good versus evil. This is especially true in the way society perceives the narratives presented in superhero films and comics. People like to think of superheroes as good, perfect beings, yet in doing so, we fail to realize that Thor has a problem with arrogance, and the Hulk has severe anger issues that cause him to harm others. In the film The Dark Knight, Batman utilizes a special surveillance system that turns every cell phone in Gotham into a microphone, without a warrant. This allows him to image all of Gotham, but it goes against fundamental principles of privacy, legality, and ethics. In all this, we see that superheroes offer us a flawed, imperfect picture. This is probably best. The Stanford prison experiment conducted by Dr. Philip Zimbardo offers some of the best reasoning for why evil manifests itself. There we go. Before we begin, viewer discretion is advised. We have already established that the capacity for evil exists within all of us, but it largely manifests itself in situations where individuals have anonymity and where individuals have power without oversight. In the experiment, 24 college students were divided into two groups, prisoners and guards, by the flip of a coin. ID numbers were the only form of identification given to prisoners, while guards enjoyed the anonymity of aviator sunglasses and identical uniforms. Within days, guards forced prisoners to scrub toilets with their bare hands, strip naked, and simulate sodomy. The power without oversight further came into play at night as guards became particularly brutal when they believed that researchers would not be watching. Within 36 hours, one of the kids had an emotional breakdown, and after just 6 days, the 2-week experiment was terminated because 5 college students had had emotional and mental breakdowns. These same factors are at play when evil manifests itself in superhero films. The picture that I've offered you then is certainly a bleak one. If everyone has the capacity for evil, then at any given moment we could potentially find ourselves in a situation where we ourselves become perpetrators of evil. Just a flip of a coin, a moment of chance. How then do we combat this? Heroism is the antidote to evil. According to Dr. Philip Zimbardo, by promoting the heroic imagination, we can create a culture where heroism is ordinary people doing extraordinary moral deeds. Heroes are ordinary people that make the conscious decision every day to act in a moral way. The Stanford prison experiment was ended because one woman, Christina Maslach, confronted Zimbardo, forcing him to acknowledge the cruelty and inhumanity that he was allowing. Out of 50 or more outsiders that had come into the prison, she was the only one who questioned its morality. What would have happened if one of the guards had taken a stand against the others? Or, more frighteningly, what if Christina Maslach had not taken a stand to end the experiment? Any one of us can be a hero if we make the conscious decision to be the difference. No, it won't change the whole world right away, but it just might change one person's world. I think Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, says it best in the film by the same name. I used to want to save the world, to end war and bring peace to mankind. But then I glimpsed the darkness that lives within their light. I learned that inside every one of them, there will always be both. The choice each must make for themselves, something no hero will ever defeat. So I stay, I fight, and I give for the world I know can be.